You're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or a crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
You're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game here.
All right, guys, buckle up, because today's case is a full-on courtroom firestorm. We've got Judge Perkins, a man who does not play games, going head-to-head with a defendant who apparently woke up and decided the law doesn't apply to him. Oh, and get this, he's claiming to be a sovereign citizen. Because why follow actual laws when you can just invent your own? Judge Perkins is about to give this wannabe legal expert reality check he'll never forget. The guy clearly thinks watching a few YouTube videos makes him a lawyer. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. What would you do if you were in Judge Perkins' seat? Let me know in the comments. But for now, let's watch Judge Perkins absolutely dismantle this nonsense.
I'm going to give you a $0 bond. I'll recall. What is your motion, sir?
I have a motion to strike and dismiss.
What are the bases?
Basis of federal rules of civil procedure. Number one, there's no claim. There's no ratification of the claim.
There is a claim. There isn't. You want me to read out? I waived the reading of the information. You want me to read the allegations that have been made into the record? Do you need me to do that?
No, I don't. No, I don't, Your Honor.
I deny your motion on that basis. What else do you have to say?
You deny my motion because of what, Your Honor?
Yes.
There is no real
I deny your motion because there is a, and this is criminal procedure, not civil procedure. But I denied your motion because there is an allegation.
You're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. And so that's what I'm asking for. If there was a criminal matter, basically what you're telling me is that something has happened, someone has either been damaged or someone has been or either someone has been damaged or someone has something has been can come up missing. And if that's the case, then that means that there is a crime. And if there's a crime, then there is the what do you have that's saying that I did the crime? What you're saying that I created this crime that hurt this person, and if I hurt this person and I created the crime, then a third thing that you have to have is the identification of the person. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or a crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
And where did you get that from? Where did you learn all that?
I've been studying for quite some time, trying to understand what's going on. I have a different perspective as to what's being said that happened. I'm understanding more necessary for a crime to go for them to bring a crime forward. I'm understanding that a bit more.
And where did you get that understanding?
I've done some Cornell law studies. I've also sat down with a couple of friends who have had some issues. I picked up wherever I could, just started to study the law. Just started to go back through Cornell law, started to figure out what was going on and to understand the nature of how what a crime is and everything else. So just a course of me searching it out.
And you're citing Cornell law for all of that you just said to the court?
No, what I did, Your Honor, was I realized that one of the biggest portions that you have to have is you have to have the corpus delicti.
I have to say, I'm loving Judge Perkins' vibe here. Cool, calm, collected. Like he's swatting an annoying fly rather than deal with a grown man making a fool of himself. This defendant is over there quoting random sections from Cornell law like he's unlocking some secret cheat code. But it's honestly hilarious coming from him. It's like watching someone argue with a chef about a recipe they've never cooked. Cringe on every level. The best part? He genuinely believes he knows more about the law than a judge with decades of experience. That level of misplaced confidence should be studied. I swear, sovereign citizens might just be the only people who can be this confidently wrong and still think they're winning.
That is in when you're being charged criminally.
What is a corpus delicti?
What do you mean, what is the corpus delicti?
What is your understanding of what corpus delicti is?
That is the corpus delicti is the law that's saying that there is a crime that's being committed. So in order to do that, you have to show the corpus delicti, which is you saying this is what happened. This is how this person was damaged.
So,
there is
so
no
the
person.
officer on these dates, because I got a lot of them, said that
I object. I object. The officer works. I apologize, Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. My apologies.
The officer says that you drove a vehicle that wasn't registered and wasn't titled, or titled and or untitled. That you drove without a valid driver's license. That you drove without valid insurance. Again, on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without a valid driver's license and no insurance. And then on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without unregistered or untitled, or both, and drove without a valid driver's license, that you failed to have a trailer plate, and that you failed to secure a load on your vehicle. And on another occasion, on the same occasion that you failed to secure, that they allege you failed to secure the load, failed to have a trailer plate on your vehicle, that you didn't provide a valid driver's license. So those are the crimes. And in the state of Michigan, whether you agree or not, they are crimes. So based on your motion and all of that stuff, you talk about corpus delicti and things like that, the court denies the motion, okay? Based on those reasons I just said. Now, how do you want to move forward? Because wait a minute, I'm not finished.
My apologies, Your Honor.
How do you want to move forward? Because in my experience, someone that comes into court, as you do,
yes,
you do not want to take an offer. You do not believe that you need to have plates or registration or insurance, and you just disregard all of that portion of the law, and either you are going to move forward by having a trial or you're going to take a deal. What do you want to do, sir?
Your Honor, first I want to put my objection on the record. And at that point,
whatever your objection is noted. What do you want to do, sir? Do you want a trial? You have two options: trial, or you want to take a deal.
Your Honor, I request a jury trial.
A jury trial.
A jury trial, yes, Your Honor.
And here's the kicker. This guy actually wanted jury trial for traffic violations. He thinks a panel of strangers is going to sit there and say, yeah, blowing through 3 stop signs and driving without a license? Totally fine. Newsflash, jury trials are for serious stuff like felonies, not petty traffic violations. This guy is just adding drama for the sake of it, hoping he can pull off some legal magic trick to get away with it. But here's the reality. You don't win points in court for being a headache. Honestly, it's the audacity for me.
But I want to ask Mr. Gray, and you can choose to answer it or not.
Yes, Your Honor.
But what I surmise and what I've heard, I don't know if you're alleging the same thing, is that and you basically did allege the same thing, that no crime has been committed because no person has been, the people of the state of Michigan are in danger of you driving without a proper documentation or anything like that. But I don't, and I'm gonna surmise, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you're gonna say that there's no jurisdiction to be able to pull you over because no one has been injured. Is that correct?
think that what I'm saying is that the city of Detroit had an officer pull me over to say that you're not following these rules. And my stance is, okay, well then that's fine. If we're following rules, then therefore let me make sure that you as well as are following the rules, because if I don't do that, then freedoms are lost. So that is
Right.
that is the way that I proceed to say, okay, well then if we're playing cards and we play and show me yours, this is your hand and this is mine, and let's proceed accordingly to the law. That's it. That's my only standing is if someone doesn't stand up every once in a while and define the edges, then they all disintegrate and people lose rights.
And you know something? With that
Yes,
being said, I would agree with you 1,000%.
Mhm.
That's why I pride myself, and I hope I'm doing a good job for the citizens that come in here and the police, for that matter, and the prosecution, that I am calling the balls and strikes right. And if something doesn't proceed as it should, then I will dismiss the case one way or the other. But in my short time on this bench, and in my time in practicing law as a defense attorney, I get this, they can't pull me over. I heard the corpus delicti, first time the civil procedure has been thrown at me. But from the way I see it, is that you just don't feel that the police have a jurisdiction to pull you over for these issues. Is that correct?
Do I have again, Your Honor, what I feel is that if we are following rules.
We got to pause here because Judge Perkins just dropped the truth bomb of the day. This defendant seriously believes a cop didn't have jurisdiction to pull him over. Like public roads are free-for-all where the rules magically don't apply. Buddy, that's not how it works. We all have to follow the law, especially when we're out on public roads. Instead of just admitting he messed up, this guy is tying himself in knots with nonsense arguments. It's like watching someone dig a hole, then build a staircase so they can dig deeper.
Have to follow the rules, and every person out there, all of these officers, everybody else has to follow the rules. So if it comes down to it,
what I'm gonna hope that you do by
Yes,
the
Your
time
Honor.
you come back on the trial date, this jury trial date is going to be strike that, March the 18th, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're probably gonna have an audience because everybody follows me on these cases
Yeah.
all the time.
I understand.
All right, and I don't know if that's what you want, but we're gonna do that.
It's not
audience.
that.
March the 18th, 2025. We're gonna have
Okay.
a final pre-trial date. Final pre-trial. This is to you, Mr. Bowman, especially the day before on February 17th, 2025 at 8:30. So Mr. Gray and Mr. Bowman, Mr. Bowman, I need you to have all your officers here on that date. Who's ever going to state these allegations, so that we know that we're not just summoning the people of the city of Detroit to a jury that's not actually going to go. So all parties must appear, and that can be via Zoom. And the trial is going to be in person. All right? All parties must appear on final pre-trial date and obviously on the trial date. And what I would implore you to do is you need to figure out the right game, because it doesn't sound like you're playing the right game.
I understand, Your Honor. I appreciate, first and foremost, let me say, I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate you sitting here and engaging with me at this level. So I recognize what you're saying, and I guess it's to the table we go. So.
Yeah, but get your game in order, because I'm just giving you a little hands up. You come in with that game on the jury trial date, then more than likely you'll lose unless you can find one of those jurors or a couple of those jurors or even all of them to have some sympathy for you, sir.
I got a whole basis for understanding, and so yeah, if you know it
well,
it
that
is what it
basis
is.
that you outlined shortly today is not. It's not.
What was flawed in my what was flawed, Your Honor? What is
We
flawed
already
in my?
discussed it. We already discussed it. The federal rules of civil procedure that you brought up as a motion to dismiss, not the right basis. The corpus delicti, they do have a corpus delicti. They do have a crime that they say has been committed. And if you read the MCL, the Michigan Court Rules, and the Michigan statutes, then you'll see those crimes outlined there. They have them on the tickets. They got the statute numbers that are on the tickets. So that's not the right basis. So you're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game here.
Okay.
So here's the big question. What do you think is going to happen when this guy actually gets to his jury trial in March 2025? Because I can tell you what's not going to happen. A jury isn't going to buy this sovereign citizen fantasy. He's throwing out laws that have nothing to do with his case. And the whole, I don't have to follow traffic laws, bit has been debunked a million times. Judge Perkins deserves credit for staying cool while this guy rambled like a conspiracy podcast. Honestly, this defendant could have just taken the ticket and walked away. Instead, he's setting himself up for maximum penalties. Without a lawyer, this trial is going to be a disaster for him. But hey, maybe he'll pull off the impossible. I'm not betting on it. Though, what do you guys think? Is he genuinely clueless, or is he just pretending? Personally, I think he's deep in the sovereign citizen rabbit hole. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe. I've got more courtroom chaos for you every single day.